So, which woman is actually built for the entrepreneur life? I know a lot of you don't even think that there's the right woman. It's just there's a connection, there's chemistry, and then we will figure it out. We will make this work. But you need to understand that some women will hurt you as a person and hurt your business, hurt the way you're thinking, hurt the way you grow the business, the career, and some women will expand everything and will have a huge impact on your career and on your success on the long run. So it's really important to make the difference between women who are built for you, the entrepreneur man you are, the lifestyle you have, and the vision you have, and some women are simply not. And it's not that they are not even built, it's that they can have a huge negative impact on the business. So it's really important to understand who she is to make sure you don't fall for this woman, because the wrong woman won't just break your heart, she will also sit on your balance sheet as a liability for yours. So the one question we have to ask ourselves in dating is, does she add energy or drain it? So of course you have to define who she is as a person, what type of relationship you want to attract. But you also have to ask a question. Even though on paper she looks great, you have to ask yourself one simple question: is, does she add energy or does she drain it? Because if she drains your energy, if you don't look forward to see her, and I'm talking about looking forward, I'm not talking about anxiety to lose her. If you don't look forward to see her, she is probably a liability in your life and she will have a negative impact on your career. So we will see together the one who's made for you, so an appreciating asset, and the one who is not made for you, who will be seen as a liability. And for those who don't know me, I'm Marie and I'm a dating mentor for high achieving men. And I created this channel more for entrepreneur because half of my clients, even a bit more, are entrepreneur from the US, from Europe, and from Australia. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a message on Instagram. This is my Instagram, Dating by Marie. But let's move forward because I want you to make the right choices in dating. So, first, we are going to talk about the woman who is not made for you. So, first, you will have the anxious one, where your focus will become her therapy. Let me explain. At the beginning, the anxious one will feel right because she is anxious, she will put a lot of actions in place to please you. She will probably be the most gentle woman you have ever seen. She will text, she will give you compliments, she will be there for you, give you a massage, she will be all in at the early stages of dating. Literally at the early stages of dating, when you have not even kind of give her anything yet. When she is giving everything based on, this man has a lifestyle, this man has a vision, he is an entrepreneur, he is more of a higher value man, and I am scared to lose him, and so I do everything I can to not lose him. And at the beginning it looks amazing because it feeds your ego. If she's doing all this, it's probably because I am important, I am higher value, and so you will correlate everything she does to your value. The issue is that the early stages of dating are amazing. There's chemistry, there's everything. Everything is amazing. The problem is, you are a busy man, and so you have to go back to your work, to your vision. And that does not mean forget completely about this woman, but that means that there are moments for dating and moments for your business. And it's really important to understand that your business will probably always be your number one priority. But the moment you will start to, okay, not, it's not walk away, but take your distance, not because you want to hurt a woman, but simply because you're taking your distance because, well, the business is kind of calling you, your ambition is calling you, your success, your vision is calling you. And so you will go back bit by bit to this kind of busy lifestyle, and she will not understand. She will feel like you are rejecting her, and so she will probably make even more effort, more effort, more effort, and you will feel like you're suffocating with this woman, that you cannot give her everything she needs, that she needs you 24/7. She needs so much time with you, and she is so scared to lose you that she will do more and more and more at the early stages of dating. And at some point this woman will start to, this kind of, I'm doing a lot for him, will start to become, I am jealous of all the time he spends with his like working on his business, because she will see your business as something that is taking you away from her, and you will see her as the thing kind of that is taking you away from your ambition, your vision, and your success in business. And so you will go from, I look forward to see this woman, to, I don't want that much to see her again, because all the time when I see her, she starts to make a scene because I am not present enough, because she feels lonely, because all this. And so bit by bit, you will here intentionally start to take even more your distance with her, because she drains your energy. The moment you finish work, and when you're an entrepreneur, you never cannot finish work, but the moment you finish work is the moment you want peace, you want calm, and you don't want chaos. The issue is that the moment you will go back to her, go back home, be on a date with her, whatever, she won't be that cute little woman who is doing everything for you. She will be a bit bitter because she wanted to spend time with you. And she will be way more in the negative and claim like to, and she will probably tell you everything that you are not doing for her, and that this is important for her, and it will be a lot of blaming your job, and you are not putting her as a priority, that she feels lonely and everything. And the anxious woman is anxious because she has low self-esteem, because she's not confident, she doesn't have a life, and you are her entire life, or you are so much different from the type of man she used to date, and this is the reason why she doesn't want to lose you. The issue is that she will lose you, and you will have to let her go. She will lose you because her anxiety will make her suffocate you. And so you don't want to have this woman in your life. Like, you can communicate with her how her behavior has an impact on the business, and that you truly care about her, but this dynamic you have together is not possible. So you can communicate it, but if you communicate it once and nothing gets solved, then maybe it's a moment for you to walk away before it has an impact on your vision, your goals, and like everything, the success you want to achieve. Then we have, so the anxious one, but we also have, this is the best one, is the secure one. So the secure one can seem a bit strange at the beginning for you, because a lot of men will see her as a walking red flag. What I mean by this is that the secure woman is a woman who regulates her own emotions. She is a woman who has a life. She has a woman who has passions. She is a woman who does not need you in her life, but you will complement her life and she will complement yours. And so she is a woman who will do the complete opposite than the anxious one. She will not double text. She will probably, if you start to text too much to her, she will probably start to be the one kind of shorten the conversation, and she's the one who wants to spend quality time with you. And so this woman does not need your attention all the time. She does not need your validation. Still give her compliments. She's still a woman, but she does not need a ego boost. She does not need all this, and so she will let you work on your business. She will let you see your friends. Of course, if these friends have a good influence, like she will probably communicate when your friends are not a good influence. If a secure woman tells you that she doesn't like these friends, or she doesn't like you to spend time with this type of people, it's usually because they have poor habits, bad influence on you, and she wants you to be the best version of yourself. And so this woman can seem like a walking red flag because she doesn't double text, she doesn't call, she doesn't do everything that the anxious woman is doing. And in the early stages of dating, you are probably not used to this. And so you will see her as a woman who is not interested in you because she doesn't show that many signs of interest, and because she is way more in her feminine and soft. And because she is way more in her feminine, she also expects and leaves space for the man to take more the lead, to plan the day, to reach out, to And so she is more in her feminine. Doesn't mean she doesn't do anything, but she's more in her feminine and letting you the space to be masculine, to work on your goals, on your vision, because she doesn't want to be a burden to you. She wants to be an addition to your life. And the anxious woman is truly the one where she is not at the beginning, but she becomes a burden. And she is the woman you usually get sick of and who drains your energy. And then you are scared to go back into dating because you feel that dating equals having a woman in your life who takes energy from you, when actually when you have a secure woman, when you have a more secure feminine woman, you will have in front of you a woman you want to go back to, a woman with whom like after work, after you have had a huge day of work, you wait, you want to get back to her, you want to have those deep conversation, you want to have this hug, you want to, even just having her presence next to you makes you way more peaceful, and you want to be also more in your masculine and to feel masculine, and you feel it next to this feminine woman, well, next to this feminine secure woman. Whereas if you see the anxious one, usually with the anxious one you feel a little bit less masculine because she is doing so much for you that she doesn't leave the space for you to take the lead, because she's already planning all the time when you are going to see each other. She is sending the messages to plan the date, and so you end up not taking the lead anymore with this anxious woman because she doesn't give you the space to take the lead. Then so you see like the secure and the feminine are kind of are quite linked together. Then we have the 9 to 5 mindset, which quietly resents your ambition. So this is a woman who is usually more of a liability and is not made for you. Here we just have to make a distinction because some women are having a 9 to 5 job and are working, for example, on the business or the side on the side, or have a strong passion, and maybe it could be a match because you will meet and she will develop even more the business. Maybe you will help her out to develop a bit more her business. Maybe she will focus like all in into her passion, and you will be together in a relationship, maybe married, and you will provide for her, and she will have the ability to quit her 9 to 5. So I'm not saying because a woman is in her 9 to 5 it's not possible, but of course you need to have an addition, like she must have or a strong passion. And if it goes on the long run, you will be able to provide for her, and like she will not have to think or care about the money or about the money part. Or she has her like her 9 to 5 and she is working on the side on the business to build something. And this is actually a good way for you to create a connection, because you can help her if of course you see the potential in her. And when I mean helping her, it's not giving her all the solution, but this will be probably the topic of another video. And why is the 9 to 5 mindset so bad, and I see it really as a liability, is because you are an entrepreneur because you wanted the freedom. Maybe you are working online, maybe you have a physical business, but you wanted the freedom, you wanted to be able to take your own decision to work when you want to work, even though we all know that as entrepreneur sometimes it can be a bit tougher. Sometimes you can work a lot and sometimes a bit less, depends on how you use leverage and in your business, of course, and the team you hired, everything. But if you have someone who has a 9 to 5, is planning to do this her entire life, you don't have a similar mindset, you don't have probably similar values, and you don't have probably similar vision of life. And so at some point there will be a moment, even though at the beginning it can be and feel amazing, there will be a moment where you will see too many differences and you will kind of walk away from each other. And again, if she has no strong passion, she wants to truly go all in, or if she doesn't work on a business on the side. So yeah, you did not quit your 9 to 5, or you did not create the business to be with someone who has this mindset of I'm okay with doing this for my entire life and having someone telling me what to do. This is just it. Then for the more women you want to have in your life, we have the entrepreneur or driven. This is really an important one, and I see that on social media we have seen a lot only this feminine woman who is at home, who cooks, who cleans, who is a mom. And that is amazing. But keep in mind that the entrepreneur woman is the woman who will literally understand everything you are going through. Of course, she is probably not being the entrepreneur in the masculine way, more in the feminine, like we've seen just here, more in the feminine way. But this is the woman with whom you can actually have business conversation, with whom you can brainstorm together and have the masculine and the feminine vision. I know so many couples who entrepreneur couples who talk about strategy, about business quite often, and they love it. I'm not talking about an entrepreneur who is not okay with talking business when he finishes his day of work. And I'm not talking about having conversation only around a negative topic, but it's really about two people, a man and a woman, who have a different vision and perspective of the business, because one is in his masculine and the other one is in her feminine. And those two people can share idea, can grow together and build something meaningful. And she is a woman who will understand when you are so tired after a day at work, who will understand that at some moment you need time alone because you need to take big decisions. She will understand all this. You will be able to have really amazing conversation with her that you might have never thought you could have with a woman. And I'm not saying she is the only type of woman you could truly grow with, but I have seen it working quite well. So I live between Dubai and Bali. Right now I'm in Bali to kind of escape the Dubai summer. Did not escape the missiles, but I'm escaping the Dubai summer. And I have seen so many couples in Dubai or in Bali, or even when I was living in Europe, and it works so well for them. It's not a match for everyone. Like, we need to be aware of this. Some prefer the way more traditional where everything is separate, but this is a combo I have seen working a lot, and I have seen men enjoying conversation so much with their woman. And usually when they are dating or they are in a relationship with this specific type of woman, they truly enjoy these conversations, and these conversations lead the man and the woman to make better decisions in the business, to have a different perspective, because you are both going to create curiosity gaps in each other's business. And this is the power of being in a relationship with an entrepreneur woman, and it also has a huge positive impact for the woman in her business. So it's not about having conversation just about how to provide solution. It's really about creating curiosity gaps in each other's mind, in each other's business, and to grow together. It's really about this. Then we have the woman you don't want in your life, who is also a liability, is the seeking validation woman, where you become her mirror. She is the seeking validation woman, is similar to the anxious one. So you kind of have almost same the same characteristic. You will see the same type of pattern, but she will seek validation from you all the time. The issue is that you are so busy with your brain thinking about the business, about the next decision you need to have to take and to have in your business. And so she will constantly want the compliment. She will constantly want you to think about her. And don't get me wrong, it's not because you're in a relationship with a woman and that you have your business that you have to not pay attention to the woman you have in front of you. You have to pay attention to her, because at some point she will leave you. But here we're talking about constant needing of attention. And so she will start to drain your energy, like we have seen for the anxious one. And this is truly what you don't want. And also, what you have to understand is that the woman who seeks validation, she will try to get it so hard from you. And she will try, maybe she will like do her nails even more often, change her hair. She will ask you a lot what you think about her new outfit. She might start to dress a bit more sexy, a bit more so she will try to get your attention by her words and by the actions she is making on a daily basis. But at some point, you will be so much in the business, so much thinking about where you are going to do next, what is your next decision, what, that you will probably not see it. And don't get me wrong, it's also your job to notice the woman you have in front of you. But here we're talking about truly seeking validation, where it's all the time. The issue is that at some point, this woman, if you don't give her the validation she wants and she needs, because she needs this validation because she hasn't done the inner work, she will get it elsewhere. And this is where the cheating comes in place. This is where everything you don't want in your life, you don't need another drama. This is where this will start to come in place. If you don't give her what she needs, she will get this from elsewhere, instead of having an adult conversation like the secure woman would have, instead of having an adult conversation and to tell you what is going well, what is not going well, and the reason. She will not try to solve. She will just act like a child seeking validation and then look for this validation elsewhere without breaking up with you, because she seeks validation. She wants to keep all her options open in case of the other man doesn't give her attention or validation anymore. So be really careful with this anxious woman and the seeking validation woman, because they can truly damage you and the business on the long run. The 9 to 5, she will not damage you that much. It's just that at some point you will realize that you are not aligned. So we have talked about the secure woman, the feminine woman, the entrepreneur or driven woman. Then we have the one who has been raised by entrepreneur parents, and she knows the lifestyle real cost. So she's not an entrepreneur. She might not be a driven woman. She might have a 9 to 5, or she might be driven by her passion, whatever she's doing in her life, but she has been raised by entrepreneur parents. So, or just a mom, or just a dad, or both parents are entrepreneur, or maybe she has a strong figure in her family who is entrepreneur, and she has been inspired by this person, and she understands the everything that is required to be where they are, and that they need time to focus and to make good decisions. And for me personally, I started with this one, the raised by entrepreneur. Like, my dad was a farmer, and so I really understood, and I'm giving my example to illustrate. And so I really understood that, well, it's normal if that is a way to work, because at the end of the day, he's providing for the family. My mom doesn't have to think about money, about anything. Like, she has to think about the kids, about raising us, but she doesn't have to think about money. And so I grew up this way. I grew up understanding that that is working. It's important when he comes back home, to not start to yell at him, to bring problems, to but to truly enjoy the time we have together. When he needs his me time, to give him his me time. Like, for him, it was watching really once, like few times a year, the biking competitions. It's quite huge in Belgium. So for those who don't know me, I'm from Belgium. I know I look usually from Russia, but I'm from Belgium. And so this was his me time, and we knew that this moment we do not disturb him and we let him at peace. But at the same time, from his side, he had his me time, but he also would have a lot of quality time with us. So to play like board games, to go in the garden playing together with the dog, with the so he was present. And this is what you need to understand as well, is that the secure woman, the feminine woman, the entrepreneur woman, the woman raised by entrepreneurs, she is completely fine and she loves how driven you are and your lifestyle. But it's also your job to understand that you need to be present when you are not working. You need to be in the present moment. Even though you don't have unlimited time, the moment you have, it's important to be in the present moment, because this will make a difference in does she wants to stay with you or not. So really important, yes, so that you know a bit more as well about me, where I started by being raised by entrepreneur, working on my attachment style, being more secure, my femininity. So, and now I'm an entrepreneur myself, so that you know a bit more about how do I know the difference between those two type of women, because I have been in those in the bad category, and now I'm in the better one, like not perfect but in the better one, and this is the most important in my opinion. Then so here we are done with this one, and then we have the one who has like a strong passion. So we talked about this before, but if she hasn't been raised by entrepreneur parents, if she is not an entrepreneur herself, if she is not have her feminine, if she is not secure, she must be have a strong passion. Even though usually women who have a strong passion, you will see them in a category of being more secure, because she is so occupied by her passion that she does not think about going on her phone 24/7. She is usually way more in her feminine, and being an entrepreneur or driven can be in a sense a strong passion. So this is super important. So now you understand a bit more about the woman who is built for you, the woman who is not built for you, and you might also like realize right now that, oh, this is why it did not work out with a specific type of woman, or this is why at some point you started to chase a woman because she was in this green category and you were scared to lose this type of woman, because you can also shift from being the secure man to the anxious man and have the behaviors of the anxious woman when you are in front of a woman you don't want to lose. So it's really important to understand and to keep this in mind. So one woman is an asset and she compounds your return, and one woman is a liability and she drains your equity. So now, before investing in a woman, because you literally have to see a woman as an investment, before investing in her, you need to ask yourself three different questions. First question, and I want you to ask yourself this question based on past relationship, or if you're currently dating a woman. So first you have the mission. Does she has her own mission, or is she shopping for yours? Because a woman who doesn't have her own vision, lifestyle, mission in life is a woman who will live through yours, and this is again the moment she needs constant attention, validation, and she needs you all the time, but you cannot give her everything she needs and she wants. And then you have volatility. So under stress, does she self-regulate or she become your overhead? Because a secure woman is a woman, and a secure feminine woman is a woman who regulates her stress and her emotion. Like, women are naturally emotional human beings. So I'm not telling you, oh, she won't have emotions and you must have a woman who doesn't have emotions. Like, if you want a woman who has zero emotion, well, maybe go for a man. It will be easier. But I'm talking about having emotion and having the ability to regulate them. And yeah, sometimes she will need the hug from you, the kiss from you, some words, but it's important for her to not come to you the moment she feels bad, she feels sad, she feels emotional. She needs to be able to do it as well with herself. Then we have the third question, which is the returns. Does she compound your drive or or does she compete for your time? Because the woman who will compete for your time is the woman who will take time away from you, and this is the woman who will drain you, your energy, and will have a negative impact on the business. And does she compound your drive? When you have this, the moment you after you have had like a huge day of work, you look forward to come back to her, usually she compounds your drive. When you look forward to go back to this woman, and not from a place of anxiety, from a place of, I truly want to have dinner with her, I truly want to have this deep conversation, I look forward to hug her, to kiss her, to give her compliments, it must come from a place of I look forward to. So now you know who she is, who is a woman, who is an asset, who is a woman, who is a liability. And the next video, I will show you exactly where the woman built for an entrepreneur is hiding and how to spot her. So follow so that you don't miss this. And if you want to learn more, follow. And I would love you to tell me a bit more about what you think about this format, because I'm just starting this channel. I have another YouTube channel, and I'm starting this specifically for entrepreneur because the majority of my clients are entrepreneur, and I would love to have your feedback on this type of video, what you would like to see next, for me to adjust a bit more and to see exactly what value I can provide. And you also have a free dating game plan in the description to see where you are today in dating and what is the next step for you to start to reach your goal bit by bit. So Look forward to see you on our next video.